You would never expect to see a man who was three-time UFC champion or a man who plans to jump to the WWF and kick some butt there, sitting at a potter's wheel. But we're going to talk to such a man today as we're hanging with Ron H2O Waterman. And Ron, of course, I'm sure a lot of these people don't know what I'm talking about, but basically you were an art teacher and pottery is your major, right?
Yeah, believe it or not, Les, that was my major in college. I was an art teacher for 10 years and majored in the visual arts.
And now, as I understand it, some of your pottery is on display in an art gallery in Colorado, correct?
Yeah, actually I have 2 different art galleries that I sell my work through, and I've done that for about the last 15 years.
So, do you, and I know you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, correct?
Right.
Do you ever get mad on that potter's wheel and just start chopping those things?
It happens all the time.
And I'm sure with your classes in school, you didn't have a lot of attendance problems or problems with students trying to go over the top with the teacher?
Not a lot of discipline problems in the art room, no.
How did you get involved in USC?
It was kind of a strange story. It was one of those things when Dan Severn was real big at the time in there, and of course he was an amateur wrestler, and it was one of those things that I always thought that I would be well at given the opportunity to get in there, and I really never knew exactly how to get to that level. We had a small tournament come to Denver, which was about an hour away from where I lived, and I decided to get into the tournament. Had 3 matches. One of them was against Pat Smith, who was already a UFC veteran, and I pretty much walked through the tournament with all 3 of my matches being under 30 seconds. And John Peretti, who was the UFC matchmaker, happened to be at the event and invited me right there to the next UFC, and it's kind of all gone downhill from there.
And so, of course, from there, the WWF scouts saw Ron Waterman, liked what they saw, and negotiated a deal. And, of course, now you've had your chance to go up to the dance. You've had some dark matches. You've had some house shows. And I think just now it's a matter of time until you're going up there and stick, and I'm sure you're excited about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I've been very fortunate, to be on the road with the WWF for the last 5 months. I've learned so much up there from those guys, and I'm hoping to make a big impact here soon.
Well, we're happy to have you in the HWA. Of course, you started with OVW, with the other developmental promotion. But I think you've raised the bar for a lot of our guys in the HWA, and I think these guys are giving you a little competition.
Definitely. I mean, I learned from the best out there, and I'm working with great hands down here in HWA right now, and it's all uphill from here.
And, of course, one of the other things I know fans a lot of times know about your hobbies is riding motorcycles is one, and you've got a great looking custom chopper on.
Yep, that's my little toy, and my wife and I get out on that whenever we can, and that's kind of our little escape from everything.
So this guy, this black belt in jiu-jitsu, 3-time UFC champion, is not only a potter but a family man and a teacher, and it's just 180 degrees one side or the other. I'm sure you hear that all the time.
Yeah, you're right. I don't like to be predictable.
And Ron Waterman is not predictable. And you should be sure to check him out. When you see him in your arena, he's a tremendous athlete. We see a great future for him. And that's been Hanging With for today.